welcome to Grammy Week, and this is another edition of Buzzin. I'm your host, DJ Moonbaby, and we're here this week at the YouTube studios, and I'm here with my boy, Quincy.
Hey.
How you doing?
Hey, I'm blessed.
Hollywood, got the frames on, smelling real nice.
Thank you. How's it going?
Good. Thanks for being here this week.
Absolutely.
It's a pretty exciting week for us, of
It
course.
It is for everybody.
You hitting some parties this week?
The ones that make sense. You know, I'm at a point where it's like I got to take my, the business side of it a little more serious now. So it's like I got to position myself where it makes sense for me to go networking, for me to show my face, where it matters rather than just going to the most poppin'est party. So, yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Strategically picking and choosing.
You have to. There's so much going on this week, and, pretty much you could be any and everywhere, but like you said, you got to be smart about it.
Exactly.
So you all grown up now.
Yeah, I'm getting bigger.
Yeah, and you have a new single, which I'm loving.
Thank
Friends
you.
First.
Yes.
Featuring Mr. French Montana.
Absolutely.
So how'd that collaboration come about?
Yeah, I've been doing music, for a while, and, I've kind of just now found my sound and all that, so, then I could tell, because other people was letting me know, like, okay, you got it now, I started getting, a little better feedback from the people that really mattered, like real producers and like my dad and stuff like that. And with French being the whole part of the Bad Boy family and whatnot, we we hung out for a long time first. Like he was just a homie.
So he was friends first?
Yeah, he was friends first.
Okay.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
and then next thing you know, I was playing some of my stuff, and he walked in like the studio listening room and just was like, "Yo, is this you?" He's like, "Yo, we gotta work. I was like, "If you serious, I'm ready." So we get back to LA. I get to work. And then, next thing you know, it was done so quick and organically. It wasn't even like a,
manufactured song.
Yeah. So it was, it hit home for him too. He was like, I go through this situation. I think it's definitely relatable and it's clean. It's fun. So yeah.
Yeah, I think all ages could groove to it.
Absolutely, that's the goal.
So who produced it?
A friend of mine, Christian Davis. Yeah, he's a part of my team. So it's like
up and coming guy.
Yeah. He got a couple placements. He got a couple big awards.
He got a couple checks.
Somewhere.
Right?
He got a couple checks, yeah, but we got some stuff coming, in the works, so he's probably going to do a couple more of my singles as well.
So I heard you weren't sure this is something you wanted to do necessarily. You had kind of toyed with the idea of being an artist for a while.
Well, it was just the direction I was going in. I was rapping at first. The rapping is what had to like fully go.
Did you flow? Like, did you?
No,
have
yeah,
bars,
I definitely
or?
got the flows, but it's all about really what's for you. I knew I could do it, but it's not for me. It's a lot of things in life where I can excel. That'd be great, but for the longevity, if it's not for you, it's not for you.
Right.
And the rapping side of it is something I probably want to play with more so, focus mainly on. So it was the singing that I found out how to use my voice. I started getting the technical training and different voice coaches teaching me the proper just way to how to use your voice, not really how to sing, because you can't be really taught to sing. You either got it or you don't.
Yeah, it's a talent for sure, natural.
So and I'm not I'm not gonna be singing like Prince or Chris Brown or Trace. So that's not my tone. So I had to like find my tone.
So you're gonna be cute.
Yeah, exactly. So all my vocal coaches who I work with, they kind of help shape my voice and really kind of help me find my sound. So.
Well, I like your sound.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so you're working on a whole album, or are you just testing the waters with this single right
now?
Well,
I'm testing the waters with the single. I've recorded a lot and kind of got to a finishing point where I do have, a full project ready. But like I said, testing the waters is important too because I'm independent, I'm not with a label, so it's like...
You're not with a label?
Yeah, I'm not with a label, so I don't have any
That's
obligations and I got to turn this in on this date, So I'm just pretty much, focusing on... the feedback that I'm getting, out in the universe, whatever they kind of like demanding and the flow of that, dropping that, another single. Then if a full album is really in demand, absolutely, that's next.
So do you feel like any pressure, like you have some big shoes to fill between your father, Al, Be Sure, and your other pops,
it's definitely big shoes to fill, but it's not,
So you don't feel any pressure, like
it's
I'm
pressure.
doing me.
It's pressure, but that's just what motivates me. And like I like to work. I like to see my progress. I don't like to see like, it's instead of like putting out a song and then just putting all this money behind it, just trying to make it a hit. Like I wanted to organically
Naturally.
become that. So it's like when I do certain things, it's not too much about it's not too much about you know what I mean, like focusing on the sales and how quick, you know what I mean, people can get super
business
super
side,
super
basically.
blind about that, you know. So like I said, just being independent, it helps me be able to kind of like
Just stay creative.
stay creative and stuff.
And
so
do you.
absolutely.
Well, I like you so far. So
Thank you. I like you too.
Hope to hear a lot more from you.
Absolutely.
But there's also much more to you. You dabbled in production a bit, and you also are behind the camera now, doing a little directing.
Yeah. It's fun to be creative, you know, and it's like when people respect your creativity, I think that kind of what. I mean, that's what like, allowed me to like jump and say, you know what, okay, I can officially say I do this. You know, like I'm a director too. You know, but it's all about that first kind of like moment that you really. Because since I do music, I direct. You know, I do photography, all that. You really gotta, you know, position them right. You know, because sometimes I want to put all my focus into maybe just like doing a photo shoot with somebody or something like that, and I gotta just realize, you know, what's important. You know what I mean? Like what needs to happen, but. The acting is kind of something that's like I'm passionate about, you know, alongside with the music, you know, and I think you know, my life is going to consist of, you know, the music and acting, you know, definitely for the rest of my life. You know, the other stuff I want to dive into, it's like hobbies that I'm trying to like just excel at to the point where it's like I could take it on, it could just be a part of like my empire I create, you know, and so yeah.
Well, let's talk about the film that premiered at Sundance that you're in.
Yeah, dope. Dope actually is such a dope movie. Not to talk about a movie,
All these
but
play on
yes,
words.
yeah. It's a story about a kid and his best friends in high school in the hood. They're geeks. They're in a little music band. You know, so of course all the ups and downs you go through in high school, getting teased on, getting bullied.
Real life.
Yeah, real life. You know, and then they're three unique individuals, and they're always, you know, since they're living in the hood and, you know, all type of different type of friends, they're always in a situation to where it's a bad situation and a more worse situation. You know what I mean? So it's like they never have like anything good happening. So it's like they got to strategically kind of like find out and like trusting themselves, like what decisions that they can make that'll line up other decisions to where, you know, eventually things will, you know, pan out in a positive way, whether just, you know, staying bad. But it's all about decision making, of course. Drugs are involved. Love is involved. You know what I mean?
Who do you play in the movie?
I play.
What's your character's name?
My character name is Jalil.
You're Jalil.
Yeah, and I kind of, you know, once the kids get involved a little bit with the drugs, you know, they're directed to send the drugs to a certain place, you know, a certain address, and to a certain man. And they get there, and the man isn't there, and they meet your boy. So that's all I can say.
We'll let them go see the rest. And
That's
the name
all
of
I
the
can
movie
say.
is?
Dope.
Dope.
Yeah, directed by Rick. I'm going to say this last name right. I always get his last name wrong. Rick Famayua. I think that's right.
I know who you're talking about.
He did The Wood.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which was about my high school.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
St. Bernard's. Shout
There you
out.
go.
But yeah, so congratulations on
Thank
that.
you so much.
It seems like you have a lot on your plate.
Yes.
And I know you're going to excel at everything.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's all about, you know, just meeting great people like you and everybody else and getting everybody on your team. That's the trick to excelling, you know.
Right.
So,
well, let's talk about, you have a philanthropy side, and you're really into charity and giving back. And I know there's one in particular you and Chris Brown have worked on. And
yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, you know, as an artist and, you know, with a lot of people looking up to you, you know, on top of whatever the main thing is that you do, whether it's act or sing or whatever it is, you know, you want people to look at you for the things you do, you know, to give back, you know, to the community. And, you know, growing up, I always was a part of that. Like, I went to summer camps and I was like a little counselor. Felt like I was doing something, you know, to little kids, but it was just, you know, for the kids and stuff. And, you know, being, you know, old enough to really make decisions and really kind of, you know, steer a certain something that I want to, you know, get across. You know, it's easy when I have like my team with me and, you know, come up with an idea like, hey, we should, you know, bring together some people and, you know, who's like, you know, who do people like to see and let's bring them in a setting where it's like all playful, like we're all playing games and whatnot. And it literally, you know, I came up with it very fast and executed it in like a week, something like that. And, you know what I mean, end up doing it again.
So it's a football, basketball,
well, see,
charity?
it really didn't have any full, like, structure when it came to, like, the specifics of what sports we're going to do. Like, we just said, let's do a kickball game, you know? Let's do flag football. like we've been talking. I don't even know what we're gonna do next. You know what I mean? Like what sport? Like we want to make it unique. We don't want to just do the usual. But maybe we can choose softball or something like that. But we want to spice it up a little bit. You know, it's all about the fans. We'll maybe ask the fans what they want to see, and I mean, hopefully, it can be bigger and better, and everybody can come out.
And what's the organization that you guys are tying it to?
Well, his organization is called Symphonic Love. Yeah,
Okay.
so it does a lot of giving back to kids, who are into music, and my organization, Frequency Foundation, is in the works now. So, legally, I can't speak on too much of it until it's,
You'll come back and talk about it. Don't
exactly,
worry.
definitely will.
Okay, well, congratulations on everything.
Thank you.
And we can't wait to hear the rest of the album and what's
Coming
in
soon,
store. And
coming
definitely
soon.
check out the movie Dope coming out.
Yes, and Brotherly Love, a film with Keke
It's
Palmer.
another one. You got two.
Yeah, that's coming out April 24th, so you get to check that out before Dope.
Which one? Both were at Sundance? Or
No, just Dope is in Sundance. That'll
Okay.
be out June 12th,
Okay.
and then Brotherly Love, April 24th.
And you play what in that, real quick?
I play a character named Chris. I'm a rich guy who goes to school in the hood, ends up falling in love with, one of the big dog's sisters. Yeah, so drama.
So
Say that.
did you study acting, or is this a natural talent again that you have?
I studied it, but it definitely is natural before I went to studying it, because I definitely wanted a foundation. I just didn't want to just go into it just thinking, oh, I know how to act. I definitely wanted to get, studies from different teachers. Like I went to maybe like 3 or 4 different coaches, before I really started, booking stuff. And I'm thankful for that, because I got into it right out of high school. And was able to kind of like focus and just study on that before I was trying to, get out there, which definitely pays off now. I can see just because certain things are needed, like with techniques, whether it's talking about the moment before or using sense memory, all that stuff really matters, especially in the audition room, because that's the first step to everything else. If you can't pass that, you ain't going nowhere.
If you don't memorize your lines, you're in trouble.
Exactly.
That's
and
the
then,
first thing.
And then as an actor, you got to realize memorizing the lines is the easiest and the least thing you got to worry
It's
about.
the emotion and getting into character, which is important.
Because the repetitiveness of it is going to automatically make you remember it. It's all about applying that, realness to your character now. That's where the work comes in.
Right.
The work ain't in the memorizing.
Well, we're excited to see you in action, and
Absolutely.
definitely going to be looking at you, seeing what's next.
I'm
But thank you for
excited.
joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And don't party too hard this week.
Oh, no. I'm on my
Make
executive.
sensible Grammy party decisions.
Yeah,
So.
I'm straight executive. No, none of that. No partying. Just.
And Revolt TV, congratulations on that whole situation.
Oh, yeah, thank
Hopefully,
you. Yeah, that's where we premiered the video. Yeah,
Yeah.
Revolt's family, always to the death.
So do you feel like in this day and age, like I know you're too young necessarily for MTV, but do you feel like Revolt is actually a reincarnation of sorts of MTV?
Absolutely. Everything is changing, so it's like the way music television is, here today, is kind of what has to be really just like, edited daily, like what MTV was, like that can't be what
Right.
MTV
It's real
is
time
now.
now.
Yeah, it's real
Yeah.
time. So it's all about, staying kind of, like you got to be in the face of who's watching you. You know what I mean? You got to really be paying attention to the Twitters, be, what they're saying and what they want to see. And, this being online now and everybody can shoot something and be online and it become a thing overnight.
Right.
That's kind of what this music is bringing to television.
different
now.
world.
Yeah, so it's all about, it's all about that online. Just transferring
Social media.
transferring over to the TV. Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy. That's how numbers are counted and views, and pretty much they don't even want to sign you till you have enough views. So it's a different world we live in. Back in the day, they used to go pick them out the club and develop them, and it's a whole different world. So you have a little advantage. All that to say.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for joining us again,
Thank
and
you.
Please come back and see us here.
Hey, please invite me.
And the
I'm
doors
call away.
All right, the door's open. This is another edition of Buzzin', and I'm your host, DJ Moonbaby, here with Q, Mr. Quincy.
That's me.
And it is Grammy Week, and we're signing out. Till next time. Peace.